I suggest that we go to the outside side of the gravestones and then just kind of follow that towards the. I think the skeleton is what we need to go towards.
Is that a clump of trees over there I'm seeing?
To your west?
At the bottom left? Yeah, there. Yeah,
that's a clump of trees.
Let's make for that clump of trees and try and get ourselves some reasonable cover from this.
So, not going through the grave sites, like going that way and then that way. And
go back and around.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So, you said these things were mausoleum-like, so do you mean they have a door and inside is a grave?
Yeah. Like, let's say this one closest to you. If you look it over, it's a sealed door. You can see where the door was, but it's been sealed up with, like a facade.
It's a small crypt.
Okay.
I know you miss Gregory or whatever.
Edvard.
You spend enough time in graveyards that give you 5 minutes with a hammer and chisel, you could get that door open.
Hand over everything here. I'm going to start making for that copse of trees.
Okay.
I go with them.
Yeah.
You loop back and around to get out of the dense area of the graves. Milo, throw me a 6-sider. Okay.
Praise the sun.
So, Milo, even though you guys are definitely out of the forest and out in the open, you get the same feeling as you got in the forest, where you get this sense of being undercover. Mm-hmm. The fog seems to be holding the fear of open places away.
Now I just feel the crushing sense of death and
yeah. Well, there's that.
That's just like
massive legions of undead waiting for us.
So you guys make it back to about here. And Nella, you hear somebody coming up behind you.
Someone's coming. She whispers urgently. Someone's coming. And she looks around.
Is there anywhere for us to hide?
Oh, yeah. There's gravestones you could hide behind all over. I mean, there's plenty of places to take.
Nella's small enough to fit behind one.
So I hope we book into the gravestones and hide.
Cut it.
Yeah, I'll hide next to a gravestone.
Yep.
If a fucking skeleton kind of tries to eat you, would kill him.
I'd rather deal with garden variety undead. So get a few rows back. Everybody pick a stone, hide behind it. Melee guys towards the road.
Okay.
I make the horse disappear.
I make the dog lay down, and it's very well trained because I paid.
Yeah, that dog is it's easy to control him. You paid a primary for him.
I think I paid 10 times the cost of a normal mastiff.
I need everyone to make me a stealth. Yeah, you guys have time to find a pretty good spot to hide within the graves.
As you're a pretty good spot to hide. Where I put my red dot.
As you're, ducking down behind these graves, you hear it sounds like a single humanoid, but it's making almost exaggerated sniffing sounds, like.
Can I see it? Can anyone see it?
Do you peek up over the grave?
Over the grave?
Yes.
Okay. You use your stealth to just grab a quick peek, and you see a desiccated gray humanoid, but he's wearing like bright colors. He's got a velvet suit on with flared lace cuffs and big shiny brass buckles on his boots.
I want those fucking buckles.
He's dressed really kind of outlandishly. And very clean. It's not like he dug himself out of a grave, but he is definitely undead. And he's kind of following the path, sniffing it, and looking around.
I just prepare some pistols.
Does it seem like it's going to pass us by?
It gets within about 20 feet of where you guys jumped off the main path. And it stands up straight and speaks out in kind of a raspy voice. I know you're out there. There's no need to be afraid.
Politely disagree.
Okay, I have a possible idea of what I could try to do to Bison, but I'm not certain how it will work.
Well, unless you want to discuss it out loud with the rest of the party, you can't tell them what you're thinking of doing.
Fine, I guess I'll just do it.
I've got a very barbarian idea of how to solve this problem. But if it's a full-blown lich, then that's...
If it's a full-blown lich, it's not going to work very well.
Running around like an asshole.
Okay, so wait, what is the thing that I can, like, what is the thing that we can see? I'm just going to peek around the corner of the thing.
It looks like it probably used to be human. It's definitely not a zombie, but its skin's all kind of, half rotted and dried out. It's got nasty clawed fingernails, and it looks like its teeth have kind of extended out a little bit.
But it's not a zombie.
It is definitely not a zombie. It's moving way too fluidly to be a zombie.
And it's talking.
Mummy?
And it's talking.
Okay, I'm gonna try something that might not work, but I'm going to try and distract it to think it's maybe we weren't there and it was just something else. I'm going to cast Alter Self on myself to give me the appearance of the undead.
Okay.
And I'm going to then I'm going to try and shamble out and away from the rest of the party, just to make it look like he was mistaken by a rogue undead that had just wandered off, and now I'm just going to wander towards these trees over here, where we had originally planned.
Do me a performance, and why don't you go ahead and take advantage, because you've got plenty of experience with undead.
Okay.
I've instructed him on how to drag his foot.
11.
You get up and, it sees you. And as you start to shuffle away, you hear it sniffing again. And it starts to walk quickly your direction. Says, I'm not here to fight. I'm here to represent my master. He would speak with you.
Well, hell no. I know what's happening here. No.
Sarah's gonna prepare her mom's speech, as in, no, Nadar, you're not gonna do it.
You're not allowed to
Safe
serve a
passage
lich.
through Karse.
Don't make too many deals for me.
Wait, did he say deal? I do not like the deal word anymore.
He didn't say
I'm pretty good at making deals these days.
He's just making offers.
Yo, they're so different.
Quickly check. I don't really have any checking spells when it comes to people's intentions.
You can give an insight.
Yeah, I'll give a quick insight. Yeah.
Yeah, so you get the sense that this guy is really nervous. You guys are going to attack him.
He should be.
He seems sincere that he's not there to fight you. He's definitely sincere that he's representing somebody else, and he clearly is afraid of that person.
Nadar sighs and drops his altered appearance. Okay, fine, I believe you.
Well, if we're doing that, then I'll step out and say, name yourself and name your master.
So he kind of jumps when he sees you jump out.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to get kind of in between him and the rest of the group if he's moving toward.
Says, I am named, but I represent the necromancer Gallo.
Gallo.
He would provide you safe passage through Karse. He can give you what you need in this city.
Okay,
Why would he do that?
Oh, God damn it.
Here we go. His name is Evo now.
There's a vampire that plagues him, and he would send you.
Just like a garden variety vampire?
The garden party variety.
Confused about that question.
He seems upset. I mean, we've dealt with vampires before. If we can kill a vampire, get safe passage through this whole place, and pop the portal.
Do you have to kill the vampire first? That's my only question. Because if we have to kill the vampire first, I think we should just try to run
Yeah, because we're gonna have to fight stuff at least that bad going through here, so it's not a whole lot different.
Because we really need to close that portal. Like, I
Soon.
really don't like what it's doing to this whole undead Corporalis thing we got going on over here. It just doesn't mix
Wrong
well.
reasons.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a soft no from us, buddy. Yeah, we'd love to help after the portal's closed.
Says if you will not parley with Gallo, you will not be given it to Karse.
Oh, I'm aware, but you're telling me I've got to go kill undead, or I've got to go kill undead. I'm not seeing the upside here.
Well, yeah, it's not a very well. One side's demons, I'm pretty sure. So if we kill the demons, then we've got an upside because then we're not.
And your master would be okay with us, our purpose here?
It says the gravestone.
It's time for you to step out.
You know the whole big portal thing over there. Like, you just kind of indicates towards where the portal he thinks the portal roughly is if you can't see it.
To kill some evil.
He kind of chuckles.
Oh, yeah. That's what she's gonna do. That's her whole thing. She's the only one who can do it. Well, the main point is to close that giant portal thing. It's really not doing so well for the aesthetic.
Gallo can get you to the portal.
And why would he want to get us to the portal?
He's a lich. He doesn't like demons.
Tie to the portal. He's not protected.
Are you in direct contact with him?
Yes.
You're making a lot of promises now.
I speak for my master.
Why let your master come here and speak to us?
He would not meet you in open ground.
It's not too open for me. I wouldn't want to meet him in close quarters.
But you did mention he was a lich, right? In many cases, that would make it very difficult for him to leave.
He's not a lich. He's a necromancer.
Oh, yes. Oh, well, yes. Oh,
He's much more reasonable. I say we meet him.
Yeah, he sounds like a nice guy. Much approved.
But let him meet us here.
He will not meet you in the open.
I don't want to meet him on his ground in close quarters. Do you have another
That's exactly where I'd
possibility?
Okay, I step out. Whatever.
He kind of jumps again.
I walk over to him and say, what if we go through here, we do what we need to do, then we see your master and we'll talk.
If you do not parley with the necromancer, you will not be given admission to Karse.
I don't know. I think this sounds like an okay idea. I mean,
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Necromancer?
It honestly doesn't sound too bad, and vampires are kind of cool.
Nadar, hands on your back. Don't touch anything.
Okay, how far is your master? Because we do not have time to be done. During daylight.
So he points up towards the giant skeleton, and you can see a plateau above or before the skeleton with a kind of big manor house on it and a couple of towers.
You just know how to sweep the field, don't you?
So we can get like 2/3 of the way through Karse safely, is what I'm hearing, if we go parlay with this guy.
It's another deal we're gonna make.
Why not? You don't know if he's a bad guy.
Just negotiations.
You literally travel with a necromancer.
Hey, he's my necromancer.
Now you can have two.
Okay.
If that's what it is.
We should at least go talk to him.
If it gets us in deeper and it gets us safer, I can roll with it.
Says you'll follow me.
Yes.
As long as I can have your jacket.
I appreciate that very questionable tone you have in your voice. Let's go.
What bad could happen? This party's made to deals with demons, kicking off a blood war with the devils.
Can I ask him for his jacket?
You do ask him for his jacket, and he kind of scrunches up his dry and rotting face and ignores the question.
Hey, let me have your jacket.
Necropolis.
Allie, roll me a 6-sider, will you?
Yes. I'm so good at these. Remember last time?
rolls on that one, and you have to give him your jacket.
I don't think that's what he's rolling for.
Okay. So you're like, give me your jacket! It kind of echoes through the mist a little bit. And you see the nameless one kind of look back and forth and over his shoulder. He takes off his jacket.
Yes.
Nameless, his name is Yavo.
When he takes off his jacket, you can see his ribs, the flesh over his ribs are completely gone. There's kind of maggots and stuff falling out of them. The inside of the jacket isn't bad. There's 1 or 2 magnets on it.
I'll use
shake them off.
I'll use prestidigitation. I have one. I put on my new jacket. How's it look? Snazzy?
It looks awesome, actually. It's a really nice jacket.
There we go. See, it's already paying off for us, team.
All right, let's get out of the
The guy
open.
just kind of puts his hand
So
on
Nella
the
now steps out of hiding.
Bo's shoulder. But yeah, I'm sorry about my friend, but you were really well put together.
He's falling apart. He's not well put together.
No, you don't understand.
No, Dar, we don't. And
I think this will become the bonding session for Nadal.
all right, let's go to Manor then.
All right.
Yes.
So he leads you down this road. These gray blocks here are 2-story high buildings. They're not a manner of building type that any of you have seen before. Actually, that's not true. Nadar, you recognize them. When you came through the desert as you were headed east to get to High Forest, you passed through what used to be Netherese territory. And this is definitely Netherese architecture.
Netherese, haven't seen these in a while.
Which is
Almost a year.
very odd because they never came this far east. So you follow the roads several times as you move forward, particularly as you get to the end of this big graveyard type. You do see packs of zombies shuffling around. A couple of them kind of take a few steps towards you before the nameless one hisses at them and they turn around and shamble off.
I'm gonna mumble to Nameless, you need to teach me that trick.
You didn't have that trick. It's called Turn Undead.
Yeah. He's really pretty emotionless and not talkative. He just kind of walks along stiffly without a jacket.
Staring sadly at the ground.
Fury will give him a blanket.
No blanket. He doesn't even know he's already dead.
Blanket.
As you get to this crossroad,
Mm-hmm.
Nella, you're the first to notice it, but you all get the sense of it. Something big, like a giant bat, but a lot more scary. You feel the presence of something large and not natural fly close overhead, probably 30 feet overhead through the mist.
Gonna hug to one of the buildings.
Hey,
That
ready,
we see the Mastiff and Nello, reducing our visibility.
Even the nameless kind of snaps to attention as it flies overhead, but it's not like he dives for cover. Continues leading you through the streets, more zombies. You're pretty sure you see a ghost or two wandering through the buildings, but nothing comes and accosts you as you move forward. As you get to the base of the plateau, it rises up probably 50 feet. Much of it looks man-made. Looks like it may have been a hill that they came in and then added dirt to make kind of a Mott and Bailey style manor house. You climb the hill and go to the front doors. So the manor house itself is 2 stories tall. It's perfectly square. There's huge stained glass windows all around it.
Still on the same map.
You get the same kind of sense of dread and undead presence that you're getting from the rest of the area.
Nadar doesn't feel dread.
He feels joy now.
This is the first time he's ever experienced it.
This is what fulfillment feels like.
It's been so long.
The doors open up, and where the mist was like freezing cold, as the doors open up, you feel kind of a blast of warmth come out of the room. You know, it's comfortable.
Does it smell?
Yeah, it still reeks. This whole area just reeks of death and rot.
But I can't tell.
That makes it worse. It's warm and smells bad. Ew. Ew, 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 ew.
Nadar, you've got the clearest sense. So these 4 creatures at the foot of the stairs, those are zombies. Same with the 2 that are flanking the throne up there. This guy, you don't know what he is. He is in full plate mail with a helm that covers his face. It doesn't have eye holes on it. And sitting up here, if you didn't know better, you would say it's a white, but it's, again, dressed in robes and finery. Even from where you're standing way back, you can see it's wearing tons of jewelry.
Wow.
These squares off to the edge, they look like they may have been fountains at one time. Now they look pretty stagnant, and they're clearly filled with blood.
Assuming from the river. I feel like this is a get in, get out, get on with life situation.
That just kind of starts wandering up. I love what you've done with the place.
I get the feeling that get on with the life thing is optional here.
I say, hail! How's it going?
The guy on the throne reaches out a bony hand. He's definitely not a white, but his skin and clearly the meat under his skin has all kind of wasted away. But he reaches out a bony hand. He's like, approach and speak.
I'll speak for me. That's cool.
Wanders up.
Finger of death.
Yeah, the suit of plate mail kind of shifts a little bit, but doesn't move to make any hostile movement.
Okay.
I'm gonna let Nadar be the master of his own destiny here. I'm within range for what I want to be able to do.
Can I give a quick inspection of the armored one as I come close?
Absolutely. So you give him a hard look over. Give me a perception roll, please.
Is there a burning hatred in his eyes? That looks like he's long forgotten.
If you could see his eyes, you would expect to see that.
Yep.
I don't like what I think that
perplexed
is.
by this new encounter.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah, you're getting a little bit of an odd read. You assume it's some sort of undead, but there's not that many undead that armor themselves up. You know, there's a couple, but none that you've encountered like this.
Oh God, I did not like that.
Nadar, do what you need to do.
Will the undead kind of move? Does the undead seem to be making any movements to make way for me?
No, it kind of looks like he's ready to stand in your way to get any closer.
Okay, I guess I'm just going to call out to the necromancer. This is an absolutely fascinating undead. Like, I don't think I've ever encountered one of this type before.
They're common for men such as me. Why are you in Karse?
Just like you know the whole big portal thing. I believe I already told they gave the nameless guy that you didn't seem to give a name. You know the big portal that's kind of showing up in Karse a little late.
The demon's portal, yes.
Yeah, we kind of have to close that. Like, I'm sure you'd agree. I mean, it really doesn't match the aesthetic here.
I would not be sad to see that go, but better men than you have tried to close it.
Yeah. Trust me, I look like even me compared to these guys. Just look at these guys. Like they're epic compared to me.
Maybe it shouldn't be a man that closes it. But it should
Oh,
be
what?
something that is not bad.
Back on that again? I am
She has
no
a point.
He says, if you want to pursue death so strongly, I can get you to it.
You're
But,
pursuing death.
Literal
Maybe
death
you
or my
should
kind of
close it.
death?
But I need a favor for you for clearing the way.
Yeah,
Does it have to be now, or can it be later?
It has to be now.
God damn it.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Do you ever feel like no one has a sense of urgency? They always want us to do favors before we do the thing that will save the world.
Does seem that
I
way,
think the other
doesn't
guy
it?
was fine. He can wait. He was fine. Let's okay.
The necromancer wants more dead people in the world, to be honest.
He says,
Yeah,
across the river is the vampire manor. That vampire and his thralls are stealing my undead, and I want him gone. I would like you to go take care of that for me. If you do that in return, I will get you directly to that portal.
If
Wait.
you
That's
sign
not
your...
enough.
Is the vampire? Did you say the vampire is breaking the necromancer's code?
Look, if you want, I mean, your little dude told us there was a vampire full of vampire thralls and all the undead he stole. We're going to need more than a guided tour if we're going to pull that.
You could try and get there on your own.
No, I'm not saying I want to go there on my own. I'm saying you're asking for a very big favor and offering something not so big in return. If we got to fight through that, we can just fight through Karse on our own. If we do that, I want you to send this fine gentleman with us to close the portal and give my friend here some kind of lesson in what you do.
Oh yes.
I second this opinion.
Would you leave your friend here with me?
Yes.
How useful was he in the vampire fight? Would you send your friend with us?
No. He is my personal bodyguard, and I cannot be without him.
So you'd like us to deal with something you can't deal with and do it a man down?
Oh, I
What
could
about
deal
you,
with
though?
the vampire. But if I attacked him and he got away, then I would forever have to be looking over my shoulder. If some random rabble comes into his manor and kills him, or does not kill him, it doesn't reflect on me either way.
Nella whispers something to Milo.
Okay. Yes, we'll leave our friend with you.
Wait, why? I thought he was coming to he's coming to kill the vampire.
He's staying for a lesson, and we're going to do what this gentleman asks us to do.
Well, I asked, would you like to stay with this creepy guy and his other creepy guys?
I want nothing more.
10 creepy guys, alright.
So that's
Alright, that's cool. Let's do the
we clear out Vampire Manor. You'll teach him to be better at all of this, and you'll send this man with us to go close the portal.
I will not send my bodyguard with you. I will send the Nameless with you, and he will keep the undead rabble from bothering you.
I like that.
That's something.
Good enough.
Do you know where the vampire is most vulnerable? Is he alone at a certain time? Where we can find him?
He's usually in the upper story of his manor house. He keeps his food in the lower levels.
Wonderful.
So we can just set the lower levels on fire?
Food or people, Nella?
It's likely he would escape.
Let's fly out.
Do you happen to know if his coffin is on site?
People.
I believe his coffin is in his upper level.
Is there a way for you to help us to get to that upper level a little bit more directly?
He thinks for a minute.
Maybe on the roof? Can I help with the persuasion check?
Or at least get us there unseen, so we don't have to make lots of fuss. Go directly for the meat.
If we can get rid of the coffin first, it makes it a lot more difficult for him to make it out of there.
I can get you there unseen.
I suppose that'll have to do then. Nadar, you want to stay?
Fight a vampire or stay here with creepy people? Your choice.
Help us or help yourself? That's the
Help yourself.
question.
Wait, I mean, help us.
Something here. You could help us. Sure.
Okay, fine. But I do want those lessons when I get back.
He says, if you stay, I will give you all the lessons that you desire.
Oh, that's not creepy at all.
We're gonna come back. There's gonna be 2 helm doors.
Come on, we'll come back later.
Okay, fine. Do you take? Can I like come visit after all this entire fiasco with the whole end of the world with the vampires and stuff is over?
Absolutely.
Ah, yes.
There went
Okay.
Nadar.
Thanks for this. The dad just kind of runs back to the group. We'll see you later.
Without doing much other than turning around and briskly walking towards the door, I'm going to shout, "Move!"
Ooh, okay, I'm on the way. Yep.
Not
keep
you.
going.
Okay.
Do they move?
Yeah.
Ooh, I moved.
So as you turn around, you all see, while you were chatting, these tendrils of shadow had kind of interlaced to cover up the door.
God damn it.
When Milo shouts move, they unlace and pull back.
And I get out the door as quickly as possible.
I
Yep.
can't wait how to learn
Yep.
how to do that.
I also leave.
Okay.
So
You get back
fun.
out, and Nameless is still there.
Hey, dude.
Hi, Ivo.
Hi, Evo.
All right. He says, follow me and please be quiet.
Well,
Necessary.
are
That
his
will be a
pants does
problem.
his pants match his jacket that I'm wearing?
They do.
Give me your pants.
He doesn't even
Allie,
hesitate.
why?
He drops trouser and
Yes.
hands them over.
I prestidigitation him off.
I don't think I'm allowed to see this anymore.
This is perfect.
You're a married woman. It will be fine. Can you do anything with making me quieter? I cannot be more quieter than I am now.
You could stop speaking.
Yes. Finally, someone can tell us that.
And he turns and starts to walk away.
I grab him by his scruff.
Oh my god.
All right.
We just
He
can't
I
kind of
don't
turns to
care.
stop.
I meant with my armor. Do you have anything?
I do not.
Okay, that's all I wanted to hear.
I don't know if I have anything.
Go on.
If we're quiet enough, you won't need your armor.
I always eat my
You've
armor.
clearly killed so many vampires.
So what was the deal with that shadow thing? That was
That was
Barring
you're taking this deal, and I'd rather fight a vampire than whatever the heck that helm thing was in front of us.
Apparently you can't fight a vampire. You just fight a vampire.
we can fight a vampire. We've done it before.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, how
in pitch
badly-
blackness.
But this is a master vampire.
Well, I mean, I think that she just has more people with him. I don't think it's any different.
Yeah, he didn't say it was any kind of special vampire, just that it was
Did
it
we
had
ask
thralls and things of that
It
nature.
had a house. I mean, I don't even have a house.
I haven't
When
had
that
a house
is-
either.
If it is
I
thralls,
have
it's
an
likely a
house.
vampire lord. Just saying.
Gwenda is out.
What?
Okay.
Not Stormy, Gwenda.
I
So
don't know, I just saw his face come along and then it flew off into the top corner.
Yeah,
he
I've
leads
got
you back
the
down the
ledge.
street,
He's
takes a
got-
right at the intersection here, and gets you to the bridge here over the bloodstream. As you approach, you see there's 8 figures standing there. There's 4 on each side of the bridge. They're armored up in full plate mail, and they're all holding great swords. The ones on the opposite side of the the bloodstream also have longbows slung across their shoulders. Nameless just walks right towards him. Do you guys want to do anything before you get to him?